most of the country, it's just a game played during the winter. But for our Hoosier heritage, this is the time where our fondness for basketball has its yearly renewal. A time where the spirit of the student athlete has been entrusted with our passion of sport and the pureness of its competition. Where hard work is rewarded not with wealth and riches, but with the smiles and the tears of a lifetime. In this state, basketball bonds communities together. It surrounds us, and to this day conjures up the memories of times past, where a simple game played by young adults can inspire future generations, even after all this time. Now is the time where the hard work and dedication is rewarded, not only of the players, coaches, and staff, but also their families and fans who will also share in these wonderful moments just ahead. Today, we celebrate the 97th annual IHSAA Boys State Finals. 8 teams have made it. 4 teams will have their young dreams fulfilled because the dream of making it to the finals will never wander, no matter where in this state basketball is played. It is truly basketball day and Indy as we welcome you back to Conseco Fieldhouse for the 3A championship game between the Pilgrims of Plymouth High and the Bulldogs of Evansville Bosse. Hello again, everybody. Jerry Baker along with John Laskowski. It seems like, Laz, we just got up from our chair a few minutes ago. We got 2 down, 2 to go, but if the 2 to go are as good as the 2 we've seen, man, we got a great evening schedule for you.
We have seen a couple good games. It seems each class you have more talent on the floor. This should be a great 3A championship game.
All right, let's take the tournament trail. Let's show you how these teams got here. First off for Plymouth at 24-2. They won their sectionals by an average, Laz, of 26.5 points per game, and they've got a young man named Randy Davis, number 30, we'll have to keep our eyes on tonight.
Pilgrim's a great defensive team. Randy Davis was a freshman, had a big role in their championship run 2 years ago, scoring 17 points a game. He'll be hot tonight for Plymouth.
Let's take a look at Evansville Bosse Bulldogs, 22-4, how they got here. A lot of folks didn't think they could get the job done coming out of the South section, but they did. They won the tournament trail by an average of almost 13 points a game. They got a good one in 23, Cardell McFarland.
Cardell McFarland's a senior at 6'1". This is a very up-tempo game led by Cardell. He loves to drive, scoring over 20 points a game.
Well, as we said, this is the 3rd game of the day, and we've had a couple of beauties already. So stick around. The 3A title's coming up next. We'll get Laz's key to the game just around the corner. We welcome you back now to Conseco Fieldhouse, getting set for the Class 3A championship between Evansville Bosse and Plymouth High School. The Pilgrims of Plymouth, 24-2. Laz, let's take a look at the keys to the game for those guys.
For Plymouth, they've got to stop Cardell McFarland, 6'1" senior, averaging over 20 points a ball game, loves to drive. They've got to figure out how to keep him low point total, and they got to defend the fast break. Bosse loves an up-tempo game, so transition will be key for Plymouth.
A lot of folks didn't count on Bosse making it all the way to the state finals. What's the key for that outfit?
Well, they've got to stop Randy Davis. He's Plymouth's leading scorer, a 5'10" junior at 17 points a game, and they've got to score off their defense when they're going to full court press, create turnovers, and try to get some quick baskets.
All right, that's the keys to the game as far as Laz is concerned. We'll come back in just a moment, and we'll tip things off for the 3A championship between Evansville Bosse and Plymouth. It's the 3A championship game between the Plymouth Pilgrims and the Evansville Bosse Bulldogs. When we pan around the house, the lights are going down now, you'll see some empty seats here. Don't let that deceive you. That is the team from North Central and East Chicago. They'll fill those seats. Last few minutes ago, the commissioner, Blake Press, came over and said we got a total sellout tonight, and that's just terrific.
That's going to be a great 2 games of action here. Here's the Plymouth starting lineups.
As you see, it's kind of senior heavy with 4 seniors starting in there. Plymouth's starting lineup averaging just about 44 points a game and about 16.5 rebounds. And yeah, that Wendell kid is a nephew to Phil Wendell, who played on that Plymouth team. What'd you tell me 100 years ago?
That was 25 years ago.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Actually, Jerry.
I can't remember that. I did that game, and it was one of the great ones of all time.
Phil Wendell won the Trester Award that year. This is his nephew, Jared. Phil can't be with us today, but great name continues on in Plymouth.
Now let's take the Evansville Bossy lineup with Matt Lander, a couple of juniors, well, in fact, 3 juniors and a couple of seniors on this lineup. They average 61 points a game. That particular lineup right there. The team as itself averages 57-8. So they really put together most of the scoring for this. I'm sorry, they average 70.5. So they average most of the scoring. Rebound-wise, almost 25 rebounds a game. And as you talked about, number 23, Cardell McFarland, he's the guy they got to focus on tonight.
They do. This Evansville Bossy team was ranked number 1 last year coming in the tournament. They lost in the sectional, and now they've made it all the way to the championship game. They've got something to prove this year.
Evansville Bossy got here by winning the Boonville sectional, the Washington regional, and the Seymour semi-state. And by winning the Seymour semi-state, they had to beat Batesville, which was the number 8 team in the state, and they beat them by 10. Average win margin 12.7. Laz, you and I were talking about Plymouth before we came on the air. Their winning margin in the tournament, the Plymouth sectional, the Plymouth regional, and the Warsaw semi, 26.5 points a game. And boy, are they tough defensively.
They are. 37.8 points a game is all they give up. That's number 2 in the state. In fact, you can't have 2 teams that are more opposite. The Plymouth team will switch everything and only try to give up 38 points a ball game. The Bossy team, they love to run. They're a fast break team, fast-paced, score lots of points. In fact, at their 70 points, they're number 10 in the state in scoring average. So you've got defense against offense. Something's going to have to give tonight.
Well, I was just going to say, it's whoever can impose their will upon the other team, I suppose.
That is right, and it's going to be a great contrast of style as we watch this game unfold.
Evansville Bossy is coached by Jeff Hine, only his 2nd year at the school, and a remarkable 44-6 record, a winning percentage of 88%. And Plymouth, well, they're coached by one of the legends in high school basketball in Indiana. 34th year as the head coach, Jack Edison, 544 victories, Laz.
He was the coach of that 82 team 25 years ago with Scott Skiles and Phil Wendell. He won a state championship. He was here 2 years ago, and Luke Zeller hit a buzzer shot that took Plymouth out of the championship. That was this Plymouth team that the Washington Hatchets beat Plymouth. So I almost feel like they owe Jack one because he got beat on that buzzer shot.
Well, Laz and I and everybody else, our entire crew, Todd Mello, we are live from Conseco Fieldhouse, and we are ready to go. We have already seen Oregon Davis and Northwestern win games today that were just remarkable. There is Jack Edison, the 9th winningest active coach in history. Jack Edison with a record of 544 and 251, a Hall of Famer to be certain. Evansville Bossy, we mentioned, coached by Jeff Hine, only his 2nd year at Evansville Bossy, but his 13th year overall. So he's been around this game for a couple of years. 2 good coaches, 2 outstanding teams, and we're underway, and Bossy controls the opening tip.
Both schools' colors are red and white, so this crowd is full of red and white, as you see on the players. Bossy in white, Plymouth is in red.
Evansville Bossy will be the home team on the scoreboard. They're the Southern Semi-State winner, and that's how that's decided, in case you're wondering. Cardell McFarland.
In fact, you can't get much farther away. Evansville, very southern part of the state. Plymouth, the very north part of the state.
McFarland missing. And here comes Plymouth back on the attack again. Now, we're going to see, as Laz pointed out, you got 2 teams with different attitudes. We'll see who can impose their will upon the other and set the pace for this basketball game.
Plymouth will run some, but it's with discipline. And you see they're very patient on offense.
Wide open look by Randy Davis, off the mark, tapped high in the air, saved, and Davis gets it back again from long range. Now swinging down the lane is Davis, and a miss and a foul.
See, he loves to drive. He's very confident player, although he's only a junior, 17 points a game. Makes 54% of his field goal shots, 74% of his free throws. He just takes it all the way to the hoop and dares somebody to stop him.
Waddell will pick up the personal foul, and going to the line will be Randy Davis. 74% shooter from the free throw stripe.
Randy Davis at the free throw line with the 2 shots for Plymouth.
Plymouth averaging 57.8, but that's deceiving because they only allow the opposition just under 38 points a game. Got them both, so you're still talking about a 20-point difference per game. The numbers are just lower all the way across.
Yeah, they were number 2 in the average scoring margin of victory in games this year, almost 20 points a ball game. So don't let that low number of points fool you.
Bossy gets it and throws it away. They head the other end. Plymouth will get it on the turnover.
One of the keys to this Plymouth defense is all the kids in there are about the same size, so they'll switch every screen there is, and that's a very unusual defense. So I don't know if Bossy has seen that yet. So it's hard to score because every time you come across somebody, you're switched, and there's somebody always guarding you.
So a good job by Davis not to travel with that basketball after he tumbled down. Out on the high post, Jacob Palmer. They move the ball well, set the screens out high. It's hard to get a good look, though.
They're not a big team, so they don't have anybody on the post. They like to play 1 on top and 4 across the lane.
Here's the alley-oop ball. Beautiful pass inside to Chad Clinton.
Chad Clinton, 5'11", but when you set that screen the right way and there's nobody down low, you can get away with that lob pass to a 5'11" guard.
That was a beautiful pass and a great follow-through, and it's 4-0 now with Plymouth jumping out in front in this game. And a whistle. And a traveling violation called against Evansville Bossy. That's their second turnover in the first minutes and 40 seconds of the game.
This is unusual because Chad Clinton, 24, is the quarterback on the Plymouth football team. But maybe he could be wide receiver the way he pulled that one in, laid it up. Good job by Clinton. Cardell McFarland called for that travel. He tried to spin in the lane, took too many steps. So right now, Jerry, I'd say the Plymouth defense is winning over the high-powered Bossy offense.
Well, they move the ball well, but it's all perimeter movement right now. As last pointed out, there's no way to get inside, but they did. And the shot is missed that time by Clinton, but he will draw the foul and go to the line and shoot 2.
Boy, this Plymouth team resembles their coach so well. You know, Jack's a straightforward guy, just very simple moves these kids are making. Here's a drive in the lane, now spins back and tries to get the shot up, and there's the foul. Nothing fancy there, just playing good old Hoosier basketball.
Foul was on Matt Lander, his first. Chad Clinton gets the first of 2 free throws, 3 points for him. 5'11" senior.
85% free throw shooter, so he's the kind of guy you want in there. Nothing like having the quarterback of your football team, also one of your star guards.
So he has 4. The other 2 belong to Randy Davis, and the score goes to 6-0 now with Plymouth so far pitching a shutout against Evansville Bossy. And a whistle.
Drive again that time by Bossy. They want to do that. Courtney Johnson, he's left-handed, 6'4". So Bossy has some size advantage. 3 players, in fact, 6'4" in the starting lineup for Bossy. So they've got to try to use that posting inside or the rebounding, getting offensive rebounds.
On the personal foul, Jacob Palmer with number 1, and the first against the Plymouth Pilgrims. And out of bounds, and last touch by Plymouth. Another turnover. That's 3.
Good weak side help. Plymouth comes over to help. So it's hard for Bossy to get that drive to the basket just one-on-one.
Larry Nixon of Petersburg, Eric Corburn of Leesburg, and Kevin Brown of Indianapolis. Those are the whistleblowers in our 3A championship game tonight. 5.5 minutes to play. Quarter number 1 just getting underway. One of the things that Laz and I noticed in A and AA was a little bit of nerves in the first couple of minutes of the game, and I haven't seen a lot of that here.
No, I think you're right, Jerry. Plymouth especially off to a great start. Evansville Bossy, a few too many turnovers here, though, to start the game.
Now they got a one-on-one singled out with Jason Renz on the right side, missed the shot, and the rebound pulled out of there in a hurry. And here comes Central on the other end, or the Bossy Bulldogs with her on the other end.
Now that's the Bossy offense right there. Make a stop on defense and get that fast break moving.
3-point shot, no good. Jason Renz, rebound comes off to Bossy. They're in a hurry coming up the left side. Now you get a 1-on-3, and they turn it into a hoop anyway. Nice play that time by Jared Wendell.
6'1" senior wasn't going to be stopped there. It's Plymouth. They will fast break when they get the chance, and there you saw it.
An 8-0 lead with 3.5 minutes gone in this first quarter of the AAA championship game.
Tell you what could play well for Plymouth is efficient offense, because if they score, Evansville Bossy can't fast break.
Shot short, rebound off into the hands of Jacob Palmer, who averages about 4.5 rebounds a game.
Wendell again, this time from the right side on the layup.
Well, Wendell has 4, Clinton has 4, Davis has 2, and it's 10-0.
Good shot inside. Brian Kemp gets a nice pass. Finally, Bosse on the board.
3 minutes, 58 seconds to play. In the opening quarter, batted out long range, save. They keep it ball alive and get it down to Renz in the corner. There's that skip pass that's become so popular with high school basketball now. Driving baseline, beautiful shot, Randy Davis.
Hey, good body control there as he avoided the charge and still kept himself under control for the bank shot.
So they got 3 guys who have scored, each with 4 points. 3.5 minutes to go in the opening quarter of this game. Pull-up shot from about the corner of the free throw line. Nothing doing. Nice rebound, and a reach-in foul is going to be on number 30. That'll be Randy Davis, and that'll be the first on him. Nice rebound that time by Evansville Bosse.
Courtney Johnson, the big 6'4" lefty, and that's what he's in there to do, is to rebound. Shoots 65% from the field. He's taking all those shots close to the hoop, and that's why he's such a good shooter, field goal wise.
Foul on Randy was number 1, of course, and going to the free throw line is Courtney Johnson. 67% free throw shooter with a couple of shots.
2 shots.
Off the front of the rim. Let's swing over and get a comment from our sideline guy, Todd Mello. First time to hear from him. Hello, Todd.
Hey, Jerry, how you doing? I was talking to the coach about Plymouth, and they have only had 3 games where they have won by 8 points or less, or even been involved in games 8 points or less. So the key right now, I know Bosse's struggling, but the key down the stretch is, will Plymouth be able to hang tough when the tough gets going?
They missed both free throws, so nothing doing for Courtney Johnson that time. Evansville, by the way, has had 8 possessions, and they've had 4 turnovers in those 8 possessions. That's not what the coaching staff wants to hear.
Well, that's the pressure defense by Plymouth, the switching every screen. Bosse's not on track yet offensively.
Yep, about 5 minutes into the game, and it's a 12-2 Plymouth lead over Evansville Bosse. And a nice move to the hoop again. Davis is everything we'd heard he was. Laz, he's got 6 points now and the biggest lead of the game at 14-2.
He sure is. Controls the ball well. He's a good shooter, but it's his driving so far that's been his greatest impact. Only 5'10", but he plays a lot bigger than that.
It's out of bounds. I think off the foot of Bosse. It is. It'll be Plymouth basketball. We'll take a timeout with 2 minutes and 46 seconds remaining first quarter, and Plymouth has come out of the box like a rocket ship. They're out in front of 14-2. You're watching Indiana Cable Network and live coverage of the 3A championship game. Bosse wanted this game to get underway, down by a dozen with 2:46 to go on the first. Once again, here's Todd.
Thanks, Jerry. I was in the huddle, and Jeff Hine from the Bosse Bulldogs was talking about patience. He was screaming at his players, saying, you guys are not patient. You're not moving the ball. We've got to get better ball movement in order to score more points.
Yeah, that's probably true, but right now, Laz, I don't know how you do that.
Well, that's a great plan, obviously, against a good defense team like Plymouth. It makes it a little harder, but he's got to shake his kids up somehow. They're just not in this ball game yet.
Plymouth on the attack, wearing the traveling dark red uniforms. Off in the corner they go. Now we're down to 2.5 minutes remaining in the first quarter of this game. Plymouth jumped out in front early, and they have not looked back. Their lead is at 12, 14-2.
It was very patient offense, good passes, 2-hand chest passes.
Here's the alley-oop again. They got it again. Beautiful pass inside to Davis.
And that's 5'10", Randy Davis, so you don't have to be 6'8" to throw the alley-oop. It's all timing, good practice sessions, and these kids have that play down. Second time in the first quarter we've seen the high lob pass.
14-point lead now for Plymouth early on in this contest. Bosse almost lets it get away. Their only 2 points have come from Brian Camp, number 33. They'll swing in the lane and get a couple from Jeremy Waddell.
That's the offense Bosse wants, driving to the basket, making things happen, and Waddell gets the layup that time.
Man-to-man defense, Laz.
By Evansville Bosse,
Yep.
Both teams, in fact, man-to-man. But that allows Plymouth time to move that ball, take their time. Still up by 12 in the first quarter.
Backdoor cut. Didn't work out that way. They were trying to get it down to the baseline area to Jared Wendell, and that's the first turnover so far in the game for Plymouth. Long rebound on the floor, chased down right in front of us, and look out. Look out. Okay.
That was Randy Davis. He wanted to be on TV, Jerry. He came right in the table.
Oh, yeah. All right. right, here we come, Laz. Well, let's see. Do you stay with this? I kind of got out of the way here.
There's the pass. It's going to come.
Here we go. Look out.
Here comes
Look out.
Randy Davis. He wants to be on TV.
Look at Laz.
You got the hand up there,
that. Oh, you were going. See, I'm trying to help the poor kid, and you're ducking out of the way.
I'm not going to interfere with the play. I don't want to, if he's going to save that ball, I don't want to steal it from him.
Well, believe it or not, somewhere in the process, I lost my pen. So
he might have taken it.
It could have gone with him, yeah.
He was making a steal. He didn't know it was the basketball or the pen, huh?
Yeah.
No, you got to like that. He gave himself up to go into the scorer's table, or the TV table, to try to get that steal. Plymouth ball now.
All right, so here we go now. Plymouth basketball. They'll set up the offense. There's your field goal numbers right now. What great shooting percentage.
6 of 10. Plymouth only taking good shots. Not many turnovers they average per game. Just a real smart, heady game. This is a coach's kind of dream team where kids do what you ask them to do.
Now we're less than a minute to go here in the first quarter, and it's 16-4 ball game. Make it 18-4. Boy, they just beautifully set it up inside.
Not a lot of dribbling. They pass, and they know who's going to be open, and they end up getting layups.
Wendell's got a half a dozen points now. His average is only 6.8, so he's darn near there in the first quarter of this game, which has 30 seconds to go. That's nice defense by Plymouth.
And they've stopped McCardle, 23. He hasn't done much here in this first quarter.
Baseline jumper, about 15 feet out. Matt Lander.
6'4". He's actually a point guard. He'll bring the ball up to try to get McCardle open, and he hits the jumper.
Down to the final seconds of the opening quarter. They'll take it out long range. The pull-up three. Off the front of the rim. The putback is up, and they would have counted had it gone, but it didn't. Wild first quarter of play, and Plymouth came out strong and managed to hang on. They were out in front 10-0 at one time, and now with 8 minutes gone of the game, it's an 18-6 affair. Plymouth over Evansville State for the 3A title. All right, Laz, I'm all right now. I've got my pen back.
Well, we talked earlier in this game about this Plymouth team, how well defensively they are, but look how they run this pattern on the offense. Here's the high lob pass for the alley-oop play to Chad Clinton. That was the first one, and then the second one was to Randy Davis, the leading scorer. You throw that ball just to the side of the rim and let your player go up there and lay it in. So it can be the alley-oop play can work with any size if you run it correctly.
Just getting underway in the second quarter of this game, and Plymouth comfortably out in front. They jumped off to a 10-0 lead. They stretched the lead as high as 14, and right now it's 18-6.
Well, 12 of those points in the paint. That's the key. They're getting good, easy shots close to the basket.
Well, it's a great baseline pass. I don't know how he got it down there, but he did. Wide open look for the first three of the game, and he got it. That's Jared Wendell.
Watch the shooting in the practice this week. This Plymouth team, excellent fundamental shooters. That elbow's in there close. They extend that arm. Part of that reason is some great free throw shooting technique from Virgil Sweet and Skip Collins, Valparaiso. I think Jack Edison picked that up being so close there at Plymouth. These kids are excellent free throw shooters as well.
Nice block out. Good rebound that time by Wendell, who averages just under 3 rebounds per game. A minute gone here in the second quarter. Good defensive play as the ball is knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Evansville Posse. Cardell McFarland got a piece of it. Here's a look at that outside shot just seconds ago.
This is a good play because Plymouth gets the ball to an open three-point shooter in Wendell. He's got plenty of time, and he can make that shot.
Evansville Bosse did not score in the first 4 minutes of the game. The first 10 possessions, they turned it over 5 times. Well, as you talked about the different pace that each club wanted to run, there's that alley-oop again. This time it was pretty well defended. They throw it away and turn it over. So far, Plymouth is imposing their will right now.
They are. That's the way we thought at the beginning of the game. What's the tempo going to be and who's going to impose their will? You're exactly right. Plymouth, the defense, is winning this game so far.
21-6. And don't let this lead let you dial away. We've already experienced this a couple of times today in the games. Really nice move inside that time by Brian Camp.
Yeah, Evansville Bosse has the size advantage. They've only used it a couple times so far, but if they can get more involved in that driving offense, some fast break points, and some offensive rebounding, they'll be back in this game.
Kind of quiet right now. As we mentioned, this is officially a sellout tonight. They had 13,807 for the afternoon session, the morning session today, and it was loud and noisy in here. Keep in mind that Winchester in that two-way game had a 13-point lead and managed to let that get away. Nice jump shot from long range by McFarland.
That's McFarland. Cardell is a good shooter from the outside and slasher. He's got to get going for the Bosse offense.
Nice steal that time to no avail.
See, Plymouth will run after that made basket. They get the ball down quickly. They run with discipline and nearly got that layup to go. Here's that last three-pointer.
That wasn't a three-pointer. It was only a two.
Yep, he was inside the blue line there, and it's the blue line that's the three-point line. That red line is for international play. This is the high school length floor. They just have two lines there. The blue one signifies a three-point shot.
Randy Davis, he's the guy we featured in our open, and so far he's done a nice job of running the ball club. Davis has scored 8 points all in the first quarter with a couple of free throws and 3 buckets. This is a team that shoots 49%. They're not going to take very many bad shots. Personal foul, wipe off the hoop.
Yeah, very patient on offense, especially when Davis has the ball. He can create on his own, as he did there, drew the foul. Out of bounds to Plymouth under the basket.
So McFarland, that'll be the first on him. Of course, it's early in the game. Nobody in serious foul trouble as of yet. 5 minutes, 10 to go, first half. Across the way at the Evansville Bosse bench, Jeff Hine, the coach, graduate of Heritage Hills High School and Oakland City College.
Second year at the varsity level at Evansville Bosse. He's in the state championship game. What a year they have had at Evansville Bosse.
Off the leg of Randy Davis and out of bounds. Third turnover there. Mike Derritt, Nick Wade, Scott Schaefer are his assistants. They were preseason ranked number 2, and they finished the season ranked number 10 in the Associated Press poll.
Well, he grew up around. His father Dale was a coach 22 years at Heritage Hills, won 270 games. And so Jeff has grown up in a coaching household. He learned a lot from his dad.
Lob inside is stolen away. Nice defensive play by Jacob Palmer. 6 turnovers now for the Bosse Bulldogs. In a long time since an Evansville school has managed to work its way into the state finals. Boy, that's a great move by Jared Wendell. Very patient, Laz. He could have taken the outside shot, just worked his way in, got a 15-footer.
You know, they don't get wild. They stay under control. They know the shots they can make. This is just an excellent first half by Plymouth. 13-point
lead at 23-10. And again, they try to get the ball inside where there's no place to go. But a nice move that time by Brydell Rice, who came off the bench. He's a 5'9" senior, averaging only 2 points a game, so he's already got his scoring average.
Well, I think a good move by Jeff Hine. He's getting some other players in there to see who can get done what he wants to. Rice didn't take long to get his first 2. Plymouth looked for the back cut there, but Bosse did a nice job on the defense.
Chad Clinton with the basketball, and they'll bring it back out to the point again. That's the first real pass inside, and they got the give and go down low. And a beautiful bucket.
That's the backdoor cut. One of the prettiest plays in basketball. Plymouth able to run at Jared Wendell on the receiving end of that pass from Randy Davis.
And we'll get some substitutions. And we're going to take a timeout. 3:36 to go here in the first half of the game. Plymouth 25, Evansville Bosse 12 in the 3A. Plymouth won the state title back in '82, and Todd Mello is one of the members of that championship squad.
I sure do, Bake. It's Todd Samuelson from the 1982 championship team. Congratulations on that state final, and obviously tonight.
Oh, it's a lot of talk about 1982, but this is their year. This is their year.
I guess you gave a wonderful pregame speech and really got them going.
Well, I hope it inspired them, because it was really heartfelt on what I think about them as a team and what I think about our community.
Has Coach lessened up any since you played?
I doubt that very highly. He's still pretty intense.
Back to you, Bake.
All right, thank you. Just as Cardell McFarland picks up his second bucket and knocks the lead down to 25-14.
I think Cardell knows it's his job to get this team going. He's going to try to score like that when he can. One-on-one move and get those baskets.
3 minutes to go here in the first half of this game, and once again Davis penetrates and gets inside. He's got a good quick first step.
Absolutely, Jerry. Just needs one dribble from about 15 feet, 2 big steps, and he can get to the layup. But he's very under control. He's watching for that charge to avoid the charge call. He's had a wonderful first half.
And you saw some numbers at the bottom of your screen. In double figures now he is for the first time, and a nice baseline move that time by McFarland again. So right now it's the McFarland-Davis show, and I think your point is well made, as McFarland suddenly realizes he's going to have to step it up. Three-pointer from the corner is good. That's Jared Wendell. That's his second three, both in this quarter. He has 10 points in the quarter and 16 in the game already.
He loves that spot. Second one he's hit, he only averages 7 points a ball game. He has been on fire in tonight's game.
Heading toward the 2-minute mark of the first half of this contest. And so far, Plymouth has come out and just dictated everything, offensively and defensively. A good-looking bullet pass inside, knocked away, and last touch by Evansville Bossy, so Plymouth will get it.
Good recovery by Plymouth. It looked like McCardle saw his open teammate there would be able to get him the ball, but Plymouth deflected it off Bossy and gets a possession.
Had a good look at Jack Edison. At one time was the assistant wrestling coach at Plymouth High School.
In fact, when I played at South Bend St. Joe in 1971, he was the JV coach at Plymouth, and Steve Yoder was the head coach at Plymouth High School, former future Ball State coach, and then Wisconsin coach for many years.
Yeah, Steve Yoder, one of the legends in coaching ranks among the Hoosier State fans. Final 90 seconds of the first half of this game. Off balance shot, off the mark that time by Jacob Palmer. Kind of forced one of the first that we've seen that's actually been forced by Plymouth. Bossy trying to get inside, a wild collision and a block and a foul.
You can see Plymouth trying to help off when McCardle drives that lane, but McCardle's got the step now on his defender, and as the help comes over, they can't get there in time, so McCardle gets fouled. Plymouth not over the limit in fouls, so it'll be out of bounds to Bossy.
Palmer with the foul. That's number 2 on him. Minute 10 to go in the opening half, and they throw it away again. Another turnover by Evansville Bossy, and they run the break in a hurry. Inside amongst the heavy traffic, they bang the boards, and they got it back again in a block and a foul. I believe they get Courtney Johnson on that one. They got 3 shots there, last in about 10 seconds, I suppose. Bang, bang, bang.
Yeah, it doesn't take them long to get that shot away. They got a great idea where the rim is. Look at Smith, can't get it to go. And this is a team that's smaller than Bossy, but the offensive rebound by Wendell, and then he gets fouled on his putback.
Foul is on Courtney Johnson, number 1 on him. Plymouth at the free throw stripe. No good. That's Wendell.
Take a look at these free throws. This is how Virgil Sweet, the great Valparaiso coach, used to coach his free throws to his players back in the late 60s and 70s. Not a lot of extra motion here. You line that ball up just on the right side of your face, push it off from the shoulder. Nothing but net that time.
You got 1 out of 2. He's having a terrific game as Jared Wendell. It's 11 points in the quarter, 17 so far for the first half of this game. Inside a minute. Bossy just to get down to the baseline, and they just can't go anywhere. And that time they got double teamed and went off the leg. That's the 9th turnover already off the leg that time of Courtney Johnson.
See, Plymouth's not going to let you drive all the way. They're going to get help from the weak side, and it's caused Evansville Bossy some trouble, especially in the turnover area.
And we'll see how Plymouth wants to play the final 47 seconds of the first quarter, the first half. They're up by 30-16. They've led by as many as 15. They have been totally dominant, totally in control the first half of this game. This is against an Evansville team that averaged 70.5 points a game, and they've given them 16 so far in the first half.
Well, Beck, this is a team that gives up 9.5 points per quarter. Plymouth does, and it looks like Bossy may not get to that 18 points, actually 19 points that they normally give up in a half. They're only at 16 right now.
They're heading toward the 10-second mark. Now let's see what Plymouth wants to do. Here's the drive. Davis getting inside, and the ball is blocked away, and he may have committed the foul. Randy, a little frustration foul there. Thought he got hammered going to the hoop, and the shot came off the side of the board. So Davis will get his second personal foul.
You're exactly right. He's trying to create something here, but Evansville's got 3 players right there. McCardle with good defense, And there's a silly foul. You don't pick up a foul with 2 seconds to go in the half. Once again, though, Plymouth not over the limit, so Bossy will have to take the ball out of bounds.
Now, Jack didn't waste any time, Laz, in getting him out of there either.
Yeah, don't want to pick up another silly foul.
So he had a great opportunity to get a bucket at the end of the quarter, but instead it's going to go perhaps the other way. The shot is up, hits inside, and comes flying out of there. While the first half belongs totally to Plymouth. The Pilgrims at 24-2, just totally dominant. They jumped out in front 10-0. They led at the end of the first quarter 18-6. And at halftime, they've got a 14-point lead, Laz.
Excellent game planned by Jack Edison. His kids are really coming through. Nothing fancy. Great defense. They deserve to be ahead the way they played this first half.
Let's go get the coaching update. Here's Todd.
Thanks, Jerry. I'm here with Coach Jack Edison. Coach, it couldn't have been a better first half for you.
Well, it could have been a little better. We had some turnovers and all, but we did get off to a good start, and they were struggling a little bit. The reason I say it could have been a little better because they are famous for coming back strong. I mean, they can turn a game around. I think Batesville last weekend, they're down 11 in the third quarter and turned it around in about 3 or 4 minutes to where they're almost up by that much. So they're the type of team, and especially when you got a McFarland and as quick as they are, they're so explosive defensively. They can take so many things away from you defensively and get a big run on their defensive end, let alone just on their offensive end. So it's a long way to go yet, and we better be ready.
Well, Coach, we mentioned that you'd only played 3 games that have been decided by 8 points or less. Does that concern you at all if this game is tight?
Anything concerns me if this game is tight because they're one well-coached team, and they're so disciplined in both, a full court game or a half court game, and so either way, if it's tight, I'm concerned.
Typical Hall of Fame coach answer. Back to you, Bake.
Yeah, that's I got a feeling he's going to go in the locker room and race all you-know-what, despite the fact his ball club is up by 14 points at halftime. Plymouth Evansville Bossy battling for the 3A. Halftime score is Plymouth 30, Evansville Bossy 16. They started out the game with a 10-0 run, John Laskowski, and kind of caught Evansville Bossy a little bit off guard. And you had pointed out at the start of the game that these were contrasting teams. Who was going to establish what, and it didn't take long to figure that out.
Plymouth has done it. The defense has been in control this first half. Bossy can't get on track on the scoring end.
Let's take a look at your keys to the game, which we started at the beginning of the telecast. See what is or is not working.
Well, they have stopped Cardell McFarland. He's warmed up here a little bit in this second quarter, but he has really struggled. He's only got 6 points in that first half, and Plymouth has defended the fast break. They're not allowing Evansville Bossy to get out on the break. For Evansville Bossy to stop Randy Davis, he's got 10 points already, which is over his average, so they have not done the job on Davis. And then Wendell's got 16 points. And score off their defense, they have not put enough pressure on Plymouth to be able to score off that defense.
Evansville Bossy does not have a single fast break point. So that goes along with what you're talking about.
Exactly.
Look into the crowd. The Plymouth fans trying to grab some air over there because their club is sucking it all out of the building. 30-16 here for the 3A championship. Eco Fieldhouse, Jerry Baker, John Laskowski, courtside with you. 30-16 is your score. Lads, let's point out to the viewers out there who are saying, man, this thing is over. I'm thinking back to the Winchester Northwestern game in the Class 2A state championship when Winchester got out to a 13-point lead in that game and ended up losing in double overtime.
Well, Jack has it exactly right. This is a very potent Evansville Bossy team. They haven't got on track yet, but they start pressing, get some steals, they can come back very quickly.
Let's show you some of the highlights of the first half of this game. They'll start early on, and a lot of it is going to be Plymouth, of course, with the way they played in the first half of this game.
Well, very fundamentally sound. The lob pass, this time it went to Clinton, the quarterback. Look at Wendell, under control, makes a tough shot with his right hand, falling out of bounds. He's had a wonderful first half. But Randy Davis, a real heady player, got great experience. Now his 3rd year starting for Plymouth High School. He receives that nice high lob pass there. He's got 10 points in the first half. And then Wendell hits the shot from the outside. Jerry, here's a guy averaging 7 points a game. He's got 16 in the first half. The legend of Uncle Phil lives on for this team. Finally, Bossy got some scoring inside. They're shooting 53% from the field, but they've only taken 15 shots. So Plymouth has really limited the number of opportunities. That's less than 1 shot per minute There's McCarley. He's finally starting to warm up. He got 3 baskets late in the quarter, and he'll need to come on strong for Evansville to get back in this game.
But what we were talking about, lads, they averaged 70.5, and they've only got 16 points at a halftime. So they're going to have their hands full to get back into this ball game. When we come back, we'll show you some first half stats and let you draw your own conclusions from the numbers. Plymouth over Evansville Bossy for the 3A title so far. Halftime is proudly brought to you by Saturn of Indy, Fishers, and Greenwood. Saturn, like always, like never before. 30-16 score at halftime with Plymouth over Evansville Bossy. No ties, no lead changes. Plymouth had a lead of 15 points last, 21-6. They let Bossy get back into it to a certain degree, and then they just said, no, that's enough.
They've had their way in this first half, but 10 minutes in a halftime locker room, coaches can make a lot of adjustments. It's going to be a different second half.
Let's take a look now at the first half stats brought to you by Saturn. See what the numbers may show us last.
Look at the shooting. Both teams doing well, as I mentioned, but Evansville Bossy just not getting enough shots. Haven't made any free throws yet. Look at the 9 turnovers for Bossy. That leads to 11 Plymouth points. That's a big key in the game. The pressure defense by Plymouth has caused turnovers. That's led to points. 7 of 7 from field goals for for Jared Wendell. Phil's the hero of the 82 game, and he's got 16 points in the first half.
That's amazing. All right, we got a quick break. We come right back. We're gonna get the head coach available right now. Okay, let's go to Todd one more time.
Thanks, Jerry. I'm here with Coach Jeff Hine, and Coach, not a very good first half.
No, we got off to a sluggish start and just didn't do things that we talked about doing tonight well. One of them's getting defensive rebounds, getting out in transition, maybe getting some steals and getting in transition. Our half-court offense is stagnant. We're standing around. We've not been able to get into transition. We've had a hard time stopping them also.
How do you wrap up the turnover problem?
Well, we just got to take better care of the basketball and get some movement. Right now we're standing around and leaving everybody out to dry. Come to the basketball, look to back cut them a little bit like they are us.
Good luck, Coach.
Okay, thank you.
We'll be right back on the Indiana Cable Network.
Tonight you're going to see empty seats, and those seats will be filled by East Chicago Central and North Central fans. So this place is officially a sellout tonight, lads, and that's great to see.
I'll tell you, great interviews there by Todd Mello, Jack Edison. Coaches always look for the dark side, don't they, Jared?
They do.
They played a great half, and he was still a little disappointed. But Jeff Hine hit it right on the head. His kids know exactly what they have to do. These first 4 minutes of this third quarter are crucial. Bossy's got to get back in the game right now.
They got it inside all right, but the personal foul will go on Jacob Palmer, and this is number 3 on him. So he becomes the first player to get any kind of a foul difficulty situation. They got it down to the baseline, and he slapped him on the arm.
Here's the play. Look inside. This is what Bossy wants to do. They got it to their big guy McCardle, their big scorer, and he looks like he's on track here in this third quarter already. Only 21 seconds gone, and he's on the board.
79% free throw shooter. That's his first free throw of the ball game. Had 3 buckets in the second quarter. Total of 6. Now 7 points so far in the ball game for Evansville Bossy.
Talked about Jeff Hine getting some help from his dad. His wife Amber played in the 1991 Bedford North Lawrence State champs. She's from Heltonville, the same town Damon Bailey's from. This guy's got more help than any coach should have. His father and his wife.
They won a championship in 91, and they were runners-up in 1990. So yeah, they know how to win. Plymouth with the basketball. If you missed the first half of the game, they were very fundamentally sound, made very few mistakes, and took advantage on the mistakes on the other side that Evansville Bossy did commit. Here's the three-pointer in the sky off the front of the rim, tapped out long range, picked up by Renz.
There's again, if you can't get the rebound, tap it back. Easy next possession for your team. Just a wonderfully coached team there, Jack Edison's
There's
squad.
one of the few turnovers, and they get it right back, and they still have the basketball. And the foul is going to be called against number 20 for Evansville Bossy. That's Waddle. And Jeremy Waddell getting his second foul Well, it's a battle out there for the ball.
Well, you got to love that as a coach. Both teams really going after it. Watch the errant pass. You're trying to dribble instead of grabbing the ball. Landersher just grabbed and held on to it. And look at Davis. He's down there low, waiting for the ball. Takes it up, kind of an off-balance shot, but he did draw the foul.
Randy Davis knocks home the first free throw. He's 3 out of 3. He had 10 points in the first half, 11 now. They were led by Jared Wendell with 16 points. In fact, only 3 Plymouth players scored in the first half of the game. Chad Clinton had the other 4.
He's got that ball right under his chin, push, and to get it to go. Excellent job of free throw shooting by Plymouth.
Based on those first couple of games we saw, Lavs, they could have used some of that free throw shooting expertise. It might have changed the outcome of both those games.
There's another drive. Landers trying to create some action, and Plymouth draws the foul that time. Here it is. He's off on his left hand, and there's the foul. So Bossy a little more aggressive on offense now.
First foul on Jared Wendell. 32-17. It's equals the biggest lead of the ball game so far at 15. Which they had actually pretty early in this contest. Evansville Bossy in the white uniforms. Plymouth wearing the dark red. Doubled in the corner, and the ball is knocked away, but somebody reached in and got a foul. They're pointing toward Renz. We'll see if that's where they stick it. If they do, that'll be Jason's first foul of the game. But they're not going to go that way. Instead, they're going to go on 20, Jared Wendell. That's 2 on him.
Good trap in the corner. Unfortunately, reached in and caused the foul. So really Plymouth's getting in some early foul trouble here. What that'll do is get Bossy to the line some here. They did not get to the line much in the first half.
Nice tough move inside, and there's going to be another foul over the back, and I think they got Randy Davis, and if they did, Laz, that's 3 on him. And that is significant. Wait for the call. That's who it's going to be. That's the 3rd foul on Randy. Look at it again.
See, Plymouth only 4 fouls in that first half, and there's the push from behind by Davis. Plymouth cannot afford to lose him. You're right, Big.
Let's see what Jack Addison does as far as substitutions are concerned. He's made no move. Yeah, now here he comes. Somebody jumping off the bench across the way to get, I'm sure, to get Davis out of that lineup. Inside, he got the bump on the defender, missed the shot. Rebound on the floor. Davis went down hard. Off-balance shot. It will not count. There'll be an offensive foul.
Brian Camp, 6'4", he had the right idea, driving the lane, but Plymouth set themselves well. Let's watch it now. That's Renz. He's in very good position, takes the fall. That's a good call.
That's the first foul on him. Substitution now for Plymouth. Nick Nightinger will come into the ball game. Davis going out with 12 points, 3 rebounds, and 3 assists, but more importantly, the number 3 on the foul side of things. So we'll see how Nightinger can do as a substitution. Palmer back outside of the point now to Chad Clinton.
The screen on the weak side, trying to always get somebody open.
Now they got the ball to Nightinger. He actually had an open shot, but he just came in the game and turned it down.
Nope, not a reason to hurry the offense now. You want to still take good shots, avoid the turnovers.
Set up on the left side. Long range 3 is off the mark by Nick. And it's out of bounds to Evansville Bossy.
Plymouth knocked that out of bounds. It's a good shot by Nightinger just in the ball game, but he did touch the ball a few times before he took that shot, just missed it.
He's only taken 12 shots all year, hit 8 out of 12, so the percentage is high, but not very much experience. A 6'2" junior, played in 20 other 26 games. 32-17, that 15-point lead still sticks on the board. An interception. Nice defensive play that time by Palmer. That's the 11th turnover now for Bossy.
Now that's killing Bossy right now. The turnovers prevent those shots attempts.
Wide open look in the corner, and you saw the bench come up when Lander let her go. I'll check it when Chad Clinton let her go.
24.
That's 7 points now for Clinton, but the first points he has scored since the opening quarter of play. Whistle, foul, basket's going to count. Give it to 23, Cardell McFarland.
Now Bossy's changed up their offense a little bit and got McCardell playing more inside than outside, and that's why he's scoring. Look at the good passing by Plymouth. Clinton gets his shot set and gets it to go. On the other end, look at Cardell McFarland's playing inside now. He's trying to use his height and his quickness. He draws the foul there, gets the basket. And that's what Jack Edison worried about, this Evansville Bossy, very explosive team.
That foul was on Nightinger. That's number 1 of the game on Nick. Now some full court pressure. Let's see how Plymouth handles this. Well, pretty easily, as a matter of fact. 4:44 to play here in the third quarter. 35-20 is your lead. Still 15 points. Baseline shot off the mark. Long range rebound and coming in over the back. I believe he'll get Nightingale for personal foul number 2. You've mentioned earlier, Laz, that the teams don't particularly go very deep on the bench. And you're going to see the starters in that lineup most of the time. And when they do go to the bench, why, things can change in a hurry.
Right. Randy Davis is on the bench now. And Plymouth is getting good shots. They're not hitting them. This game can turn quickly. Jack Edison's got a worried look on his face now on that Plymouth bench. It's a 15-point lead, but against an explosive Boise team, that's not a lot.
Rydell Rice brings it across the line along with Matt Lander. This is McFarland. And 3 red shirts inside to get that defensive rebound.
Great crossover dribble that time, and got the defender to fall way back. McFarland just couldn't finish on the shot. You move the ball from side to side. That's another key. Don't keep the ball on the same side of the floor all the time. Move it back and forth. Make that defense work. They may make a defensive mistake, and that could give you an easy basket. They're running time off the clock. There you see the Boise pressure, though they nearly came up with a steal that time, which had been a layup, and now they commit the foul.
Brian Camp, second foul.
So eventually Plymouth's going to get in the bonus. They're not there yet. So it's going to come down to some free throw shooting on their part as well.
3:51 to go here in the third quarter. Not much has changed since halftime. They were up by 14 at halftime. They're up by 15 right now, they being Plymouth. John Laskowski with you courtside. Todd Mello with the sidelines. We've had a busy, hectic day here. 15-point lead, and maybe the feature game of the day, if you could possibly pick one out, Laz, is the one we got next for you. East Chicago Central and North Central. A lot of fans have already started to fill in those 2 sections, getting set for that game.
Yeah, it's some great storylines that we'll share with you in that ball game as well. We got to get through this one first. Plymouth still in control, but Boise starting to make a run.
Nice effort that time by Nightingale. He missed the shot on the assist from Jason Renz, but the putback gives him his first 2 points of the game, and that's his scoring average in the 20 games he's played this year.
I just stayed with it there. Good play. No way he should have missed that first one, and he knew it.
17-point lead, and the baseline shot is up and good. That's Lander.
That was off balance, but he still got it to go. And now after made baskets, chance to set the press up. But again, Plymouth very good against the press that Boise puts in.
Driving layup off the front of the rim, tapped up once, and the rebound yanked out of there by Courtney Johnson. Lander is a guy that's also got to get in the game. Now the steal and the putback at the other end. Basket is good. The foul is called. Boy, you just can't bat your eyes. You just take a breath and you're gone.
You're looking at your score sheet too much, Jerry. You're missing the action.
I guess I am.
All right.
Crying out loud.
Nightingale returns, makes it to watch. He slaps the ball so that it can't be picked up by Johnson. Picks it up himself, gets whacked from behind. And this is a kid who doesn't play much, 2 points a game, but he's 6'2", a little on the skinny side. But I tell you, this kid can play, and he is doing a job for Plymouth.
Well, they haven't brought many people in off the bench, and this young man kind of got tossed into the fray when Palmer picked up his 3rd personal foul, and Davis had his 3rd personal foul. He completes the 3-point play. I was going to say they got to get Lander in the game. Evansville, Boise. Laz, he's averaging 15-plus points. He has only 2 field goals so far.
Right, he's out right now.
Little jump step, it's perfectly legal. Tap back out long range, and the guy who took the shot, Matt Lander will get it and save it, and will get a foul call.
Yeah, that was Lander. He took the shot. It was a good one, just didn't go in. Number 24 for Boise. But this quick pace is favoring Boise, definitely. The ball game's getting a little more up and down the court, and that's to Bosie's favor.
The foul is on number 20. That's Jared Wendell. That'll be 3 on him.
And that now is the 1-and-1 the rest of the way for Evansville Boise. 2:41 left in the third, and this might be a big help to them offensively. They can score from the free throw line. Randy Davis checks back in for Plymouth. He's been on the bench for about 3 minutes. with that foul trouble, and he's the star of this Plymouth team.
Take a look now at Tyler Price for the first time last. 6'3" junior, played in 21 games, averaging 3.8 points and 3 rebounds. He'll be at the free throw line. He's hit that only 15 attempts all year. He's hit 9 of the 15, so pretty good shooter. He's got his first one.
Little noise now from the Bossy section too. The kids are coming right down to the Bossy fan section, and that may be of help to them here in this second half as well.
So it's still a big lead though for Plymouth, which they established early on. They got up by 15 in the first half, stretched it to 18. Second free throw no good, and a leaping rebound, and the bucket is good by Price.
Nobody blocked him out after he shot that free throw, and he went right down the lane and picked up that rebound.
Well, the pressure is like half-court pressure now by Evansville Bossy. But once Plymouth gets it across the line and gets their offense lined up, Laz, they're very effective with it.
Look at the shot, the pass fake that time by Neidlinger. That's just great coaching so that the defense can't steal that ball. A lot of bounce passes.
2 minutes, 15 seconds to go. Third quarter. Conseco Fieldhouse, 3A championship. In the red, Plymouth. In the white, Evansville Bossy. Well, they've singled out the left side wide open. Moving to the hoop is Palmer. And a blocking foul is going to be called against Evansville Bossy.
All right, let's watch Evansville Bossy now. Here's the shot that comes back. 3 Plymouth players go after it, but nobody blocks out, and it's an easy basket for Price as he fouled his own missed shot.
That's a foul on Camp, so he has 3 now. He becomes the first Bossy Bulldog to get himself in any kind of trouble. Last 5 years, they won 59% of their games in Evansville. They had losing seasons from 2001 through the 03-04 season. They went 21-64. Once again, Laz, Jeff Hine doing a nice job of turning that program around.
We've seen that happen all day, Jerry, where teams have really struggled. They bring a new coach in, he puts a new philosophy in, and they start winning almost right away.
Yep. Plymouth in absolutely no hurry. You just can't seem to shake them out of their rhythm.
No, because they know a slow-paced game is going to protect that lead. So there's no shot clock, of course, in the high school game. They can take as long as they want if they can avoid that turnover.
A minute and a half to go here in the third quarter. Only 3 turnovers so far for Plymouth. They've really protected the ball. Beautiful pass. Neidlinger inside.
I'll tell you, Jack Edison's awful happy this kid's come in this ball game. Done a wonderful job.
Scored 7 points in the quarter last. He came in averaging 2.1 for the entire season. Posted inside and low. Left-handed shot up and good on the foul. That's a nice move by Johnson.
Courtney Johnson, he's left-handed, so that's the hand he likes to use, but he was strong. Got that ball in the block position and just went right up. But let's watch him now. Good look from the weak side by Price. He gets him the ball, uses his height advantage, and he's got a free throw chance too.
And the foul is on Jason Renz, number 1 on him. Courtney Johnson, 6'4", senior, 26 games, 12.7 scoring average, 11.3 rebounds, really been a key, and that was his first field goal in the game.
Here's the full court press. Plymouth just likes to spread it out and let their best dribbler, Randy Davis, go one-on-one.
And they do. Ball right to the hoop. A great move by Davis.
That's the way to break it. Just dribble it all the way down to the defense for a layup. Wow.
16-point lead with less than a minute to go in the third quarter. Plymouth has been dominant. Long-range 3 is good. That's Cardell McFarland.
Well, McFarland has got to get this team going. He averages 20 points a ball game. And he's finally starting to show what he can do, Jerry.
Got 13 right now, Laz. 7 of those in this quarter.
He's on his way. He's got to pick this team up right now.
And a nice move. The foul is going to be called on 24 Matt Lander. That'll be 2 on him. I said nice move because the offensive player really put himself in a position where the defender could do nothing but foul him.
A very subtle play there as Davis got around him. He slowed down. And Lander's thinking, I got to catch up to this guy, but when Davis slows down and commits the foul, that's a smart heady play.
They'll then mount it in the backcourt, down to 30 seconds to go in this third quarter. Despite the fact of the lopsided lead in the game, it's been a pretty darn good basketball game.
It has a lot of exciting plays. Plymouth's going to wait for the last shot of the quarter. Closely guarded, though. Davis is going to have to move. There he goes. Still plenty of time. They're going to go to Davis.
Comes out of the other side, takes the shot and hit it for 3. Did you see, Laz, when he picked up the ball, he took a look at the clock. I mean, that's how heady he is.
And the clock was at the other end of the court,
Yes,
Jerry,
yes.
above the backboard. He saw he had 2 seconds left, turned, shot, and made it. Wow.
That's impressive stuff. Through 3 quarters for the 3A title, it is all Plymouth. They lead Evansville Bossy 47-31.
Ball State. Education redefined.
Now we're ready to go with the 4th quarter, but a 16-point lead now for Plymouth. And they got that final margin on that last play. Let's take a look at this again. Now watch what he does when he comes through on this side over here.
Throws the pass. The ball comes right back to him. There's a look at the clock way at the end of the court. He gets behind the blue line for a 3-point shot, and he nails it. What a way to end that 3rd quarter for Plymouth.
It's an impressive ball club. They've had a lead as high as 18 at 35-17. Plymouth has. They've never trailed in this game. No ties, no lead changes. Here's one of the few turnovers. Here's the driving layup that won't go. And the rebound comes off to Plymouth. Loose ball. And the Pilgrims pick it up again. Lead pass with a 3-on-1. Yes. That's Jason Renz.
Davis makes that play happen. 3-on-1. He looked left and came back to the right.
18-point lead again at 49-31 with 7.5 minutes to go in the game. Nice little shot from the quarter angle from Tyler Price. That's 5 points now for Price.
Plymouth breaks the press quickly, and again, Davis driving from the right side. Jack Edison happy with that. When you can get your best score on a drive to the basket, that's exactly what you want.
The foul is on Tyler Price, and that'll be the first foul of the game on the 6'3" junior. Yeah, I think we picked out a good guy to spotlight at the start of the game, Laz. This young man's a player.
He was the player 2 years ago, Jerry, that hit a layup with 1 second to go that gave Plymouth the lead in that game against the Washington Hatchets. Jack Edison thought he might have got his 2nd state championship, but Luke Zeller hit that buzzer shot. There was a freshman who took it on himself for the last possession of the game, drove the lane, got the shot, but unfortunately a buzzer shot prevented Plymouth from winning the title that year.
So Davis gets a couple of more points. Randy now with 19. Yeah, that was a heartbreaker for Jack. That's one of the you'll live with forever. Well, they got Waddell free inside. That's the first field goal that Jeremy has scored since the 1st quarter of tonight's game. At the other end, quickly and drawing the foul. If Davis doesn't have the shot, he puts himself in a position to draw the foul to go to the line.
He did. They drew the foul. That ball was a hook shot from way back on his right side. He knew he was trying to draw that contact. That's exactly what happened. Not much chance of that shot going in, but the defender didn't know that. He was trying to prevent it and cause the foul.
That's McFarland's 2nd personal foul. First free throw is good. Let's take a look now at the Ball State hustle report, Laz.
Plymouth with 7 steals on the ball game. They've got the lead there. Just 14 rebounds, a slide edge, points off turnovers, 19-2. There's your difference in the ball game. 17 points right there. That's the difference in the score right now.
8 for 8 from the free throw line now for Randy Davis. He has really been impressive. Averaging 17.4. Long range shot is good. They did finally decide it was a 3-point field goal by Matt Lander.
And that's what Bossy needs. Quick scoring, especially from the 3-point line. Let's see if Plymouth doesn't slow it down here.
They got everything going their way. A 53-38 lead. No reason to get in any kind of a hurry. Bossy's going to have to step up their defense, try to make some steals, which may turn into mistakes defensively, which is what Laz pointed out earlier in the telecast. You force the defense to do things they really don't want to do. Well, they got a man wide open under the hoop, Neidlinger, but they didn't get the ball to him. Outside instead to Renz. Now Neidlinger on the left side. Neidlinger's done a nice job in this game.
Yeah, stayed under control, made some shots, and there's the push. Bossy's going to have to make some fouls in order to get Plymouth a change of possession. But
that's the 2nd foul on Price. Let's go over to Todd. What you got, Todd?
Thanks, Jerry. Coach Heinen that last timeout said we have to do something. We have to speed this game up. We have to pressure them. We have to get some easy buckets, and we've got to do everything we possibly can to speed this game up to make us create cause turnovers and get easy baskets.
Well, easy baskets going to be hard to come by. 21 points for Randy Davis, one of the reasons why. Timeout has been taken, so we'll do the same. 53-38 score. Plymouth over Evansville Boston. Conversation in the huddle by Evansville Bossy's Jeff Hine. Laz, I think I know now as I look at my notes what Jack Edison was talking about in that Batesville game when they beat Batesville 87-78. Bossy scored 36 points in the fourth quarter of that game, and we got to note that their lowest point total all year was 48, a loss to Wrights in the Southern Indiana Conference tournament, and right now they're going to have to hustle to get to that mark.
Right. In fact, 2 of their losses were to Evansville Wrights. That's a 4A school down in Evansville, and the only 2 games they lost, they were 6-2 against 4A teams, both those to Wrights. So definitely a tough game offensively for Bossy tonight.
Yeah, the other loss was to Connorsville in a game at Hinkle Fieldhouse. They lost by 4, and they lost by 3 to Vincennes Lincoln. Got it inside of the big fella again, and Courtney Johnson starting to show up because he has been absent in the game. He has only 5 points and coming in with an average of 12.7. 51 of their 55 points for Plymouth have come from the guards tonight. That's an amazing stat there.
Yep, they have done a great look. Don't pick the ball up there. This is a tough one. Davis bailed himself out there. Jerry picked that ball up right between the half court and the sideline.
Well, we've seen that 2 or 3 times today. Lance right here about 5 feet away from us.
Can't do that. He dribbled right out there and caused his own trap. All right, let's see. There he's got it. Now he takes dribbles right out to half court, and then he picks it up. Near steal by Bossy, but look, Davis comes right back and gets fouled, so he'll be at the line. Had
Lander committing his 3rd personal foul. Well, they got a really lucky break there. Plymouth now 14 of 15 from the free throw stripe in this game. They came in as a 70% free throw shooting team over the long haul of the season. They have really made it work tonight.
You know, Plymouth's only lost 2 games all year, Jerry, both of them in overtime. They lost to Northwood, but then beat them by 16 in the tournament. They lost to South Bend St. Joe, my old alma mater. Yeah. They lost by 1 point in February, but then beat St. Joe by 27 points in the tournament. And the way to beat Plymouth is to have them have an off-shooting night. That's what happened both those nights. They're shooting well tonight, though. It's not going to happen.
Plymouth will commit the foul. Chad Clinton is the guilty party, I believe, in this particular situation. It is, and that'll be Chad's first personal foul. Now, that game they lost to your old alma mater was a double overtime game, 54-53. They have been averaging 60 during the regular season as the first free throw is up and good by Waddell. Last during the season they averaged 55.7 and they averaged 64.7, almost 9 points a game higher in the tournament. We've seen that on a couple of teams today.
Yeah, and again, Jerry, I think that's because you're playing teams you don't normally play. They don't know your style yet, and it's easier to score against them that way if they're watching you for the first time.
Wendell coming back on the floor now for the Plymouth Pilgrims. Here's Jeremy's numbers for the day. Rebound taken down by Evansville Bossy. And a nice set of hands that time by Jason Renz. Leading up court, here's the layup. That's Randy Davis.
Davis knows what to do when he gets that ball. Just takes it right, straight line to the basket, nothing fancy, and lay it in.
It's his first field goal here in the fourth quarter. That's a nice move that time by Cardell McFarland. 15 points down by McFarland. That's still 5 shy of his scoring average. 5:20 to go, and wide open on the left wing, Renz, but he changes his mind. Lads, right now Evansville Bossy's in a situation they just can't exchange baskets. That won't work.
They absolutely can't exchange baskets, and they can't speed the clock up because Plymouth takes good control of the ball. Johnson or Davis in a normal day would have taken that shot. He pulled it back. Now a jump ball.
Held ball, and the ball belongs to Evansville Bossy. It'd be interesting, Laz, to have a stopwatch and just each time Plymouth comes up, just kind of start the stopwatch from the time they bring it in and see how long they can get off of the clock.
Right, that's exactly what they're trying to do, and Bossy has really picked the pace up of the game a little bit here in this fourth quarter, just what Coach Jeff Hine wanted them to do.
But they're still running against that clock, which is under 5 minutes. The three-pointer is up and good, and a personal foul will be called against Chad Clinton. Chance for a 4-point play here.
Wow, McFarland makes a great play there. He's hurting a little bit. Let's watch this. This is a tough call on Clinton. He does foul him. McCarl gets the basket to go, and he gets fouled. You'll see the bump from this angle. Nothing but net, and he's at the line.
That is the second 3-point field goal of the evening for Cardell McFarland, the 6'1" senior. 36 threes on the year. Cannot convert the three-point play, and Plymouth comes off with the ball, then loses it, then gets it back, and it's out of bounds to Evansville Bossy.
Bossy's got the rebounding edge, even when they don't have the inside position on the free throw. They're a little taller on the front line. And I'll tell you, they are poised for a comeback right now with 4:49 to go, down 13. Hoop here would go a long way. They've got the 3 points already in this possession from McFarland on the outside shot. They pick up 2 more points. That'd be a 5-point possession.
McFarland had 34 points in that win over Batesville, the number 8 team in the state in the Seymour semi. Lander had 22, and Johnson a double-double, 12 points, 12 rebounds. And that's the game I was referring to a couple of moments ago when they scored 36 points in the fourth quarter, and I'm sure that's what that man was thinking about, Jack Edison, when he's very much aware of the ability of this club to come back. Not much time left, though. We're under 5 minutes, and the score is 59-46. But his last points out, you get a couple of buckets here, get that thing down to single digits, things change in a hurry.
There it is.
They only called it a two-pointer, apparently. I did not see the hand go up. Jeremy with the bucket. That'll give him 7 points. And a whistle and a foul.
Got to go for it. You got to go for the steals.
Johnson with 2.
Plymouth is going to have to make some free throws, but I can feel it. I can feel Bossy getting ready to come back here. Here's the play. McFarland. Can't really tell. That looked like it was from behind the arc.
Well, the official went over to the far sideline. I'm not sure. He did not signify it as a 3-point field goal.
The player was between he and the line, so the official behind didn't have a good view of that. And they're going to count that a 3-point shot and give Bossy an extra point at 49. Good job by Jeff Hine bringing that to the official's attention. It would have been actually official in front of the Evansville Bossy bench that had a better angle of it. And he and Jeff Hine agreed on that one.
So again, free throw shooting has been so significant for Plymouth, and Palmer, who has not scored in the game, one of the few misses. He's a 56% shooter. So that three-pointer by Waddell kind of tightened things up with 4:22 to go. Second shot likewise no good, and the rebound off into the hands of Courtney Johnson. Now a bucket here would really go a long way, and a traveling violation instead. Kind of got bumped heading up court that time, and the turnover will give the ball back to Plymouth. We'll get a substitution. Back into the lineup, Nick Neidinger, the 6'2 junior, who has played in only 20 games this year and was put in kind of a difficult situation last and scored 7 points, big points in the third period.
Well, that's why he's back in there now. Jack Edison knows he's playing a terrific game. He gives Plymouth a little more height inside.
Nice pass, but it got tipped away. Off into the hands of Courtney Johnson. He'll race the other way. And he'll flip it across court, but there's a foul called against Plymouth. It's going to be on number 10. That'll be Jason Renz, and that'll be 2 on him. And last now, if you can score points with that clock sitting up there idle, that's even better.
Boy, look at the look on Jack Edison's face. He knows this game momentum is shifting. Bossy's getting into their gear. This is a game they want to play. He's trying to figure out what to do. If he's got a 4-corner offense, you may see him go to it to try to let some air out of this game, but that's when you have to be very careful with your passes.
Lander's first free throw attempt is no good. 7 points in the game for Matt Lander. Plymouth has been ahead by double digits since the 4-minute mark of the first quarter. So halfway through the first quarter, they got it in double digits. They led 10-0, and they have been in the lead since that point in time by double digits. So they have dominated this game, and yet it's not over. Clinton with the basketball, got double team, got it inside, wide open. Good look that time by Wendell.
Well, they were looking for that 4-corner offense, but when Wendell's wide open inside, it pulled the defense way out of the lane and give Plymouth an easy shot.
That's Johnson again. Interesting on Wendell's situation. As at halftime, he had 16 points, was the top scorer. Those were his first 2 points in the second half. How about another bucket for Wendell?
I'll tell you, Renz did a nice job controlling that ball. Look at Bossy coming right back. Good block on that shot. And timeout by Plymouth. Wow. Plymouth sure is playing good right now.
That's a block by Wendell, as a matter of fact. He's done about everything he could do in this game tonight, the 6'1" senior. Here's a look at that last play for the Plymouth Pilgrims.
That's a tough pass right there. He barely saw his teammate. That's a shot fake. Got two bossy players in the air. And the finish by Jared Wendell. 9 of 9 now from the field. Look at this move. Easy layup. He's got 20 points. Coming into the game at 7 a game. His last game as a high school player, and he scores 20 points.
Too bad Philip couldn't be here. He was in town for Wednesday for the Hall of Fame situation, and had to go back to Atlanta, which is his home. I'd love to have had a chance to see him and for him to see this game tonight and enjoy some of this atmosphere.
Yeah, I'm sure Uncle Phil Wendell will get to see this on tape. Be very proud of his nephew.
He should be. He should be. They've won 6 Mental Attitude Awards. You talk about Philip Wendell winning one in '82. They've won 6, including the one in girls basketball. Karen Benj back in 2001 for 3A won the Mental Attitude Award. They've had them in football, boys cross country, wrestling, and baseball. They've got a total of 2 state championships, one in the boys basketball in '82, of course, and in 1977 won the 2A title in football. So with 3.5 minutes to go, still a lot of pressure by Evansville Bossy, but Plymouth doing a nice job of controlling it. They're lucky that time. I can't see him getting in a hurry, Laz. Now, but a turnover like that will shake things up a little bit. Price comes out of there with it.
Neidlinger's not the guy you want on the dribble. You want him just under the basket making some shots.
63-52, 11-point lead. Ball knocked out of bounds. Last touch by the hands of Randy Davis.
Looks like Jack Edison's forgot about the 4 corners now. He wants them to attack. Keep going after it. Let's not slow this thing down. Let's go out with a flurry.
You get a feeling, Laz, he wants to dance with who brung him. This is the pace they've been running the whole game.
Right. Don't stop it now, and that's exactly what he's told his team that last time out.
Here's the pull-up shot off the back of the iron. No good. Nice rebound by Courtney Johnson, and a foul. And that should send Johnson to the line. And the foul is going to be on Renz. That'll be 3 on him. Evansville on a 12-4 run. That's what's got him back into the game at this particular juncture. And you can see Jack Edison. You just detected at halftime, Laz, when you talk about going to the dark side, that he knew there was still a run in Bossy.
Well, you know, I give him credit because I didn't see it coming, but he did. That's why he's got 544 high school victories. I don't have any.
Yeah.
Because he's been in these situations before. He knew what this Bossy team can do. My hat's off to Jack Edison. This is going to be the longest 3 minutes of any game he's ever coached right now, I'll tell you that.
Jacob Palmer coming back in now for Plymouth. Courtney Johnson at the line, missing the front end of the 2 free throw attempts. 7 points in the game for Courtney. That's about 5 shy of his scoring average. And we're at 2:56 to go in the 4th quarter. He gets 1 out of the 2. They need help from Johnson. They also need some help from Lander. Lander, who averages 15-2, has only 7 points in the game. Oh, wide open up court. Bounce pass, nice fake, up, off the mark, no good. Rebound, Rands. Nice offensive board. Now they'll run the slow down a little bit.
Well, it's a good smart play to bring it back out. They had the shot they wanted to lay up. But when that didn't go, excellent job to bring it back out to Davis. He's going to get fouled and now go to the line.
Jeremy Waddell with personal foul number 3. Plymouth, that's preseason ranked number 7, finished up number 4. And we'll get a 30-second timeout. Laz, it's interesting for Northwood in the semi-state for Plymouth. They beat Northwood 63-47. I don't know whether Jack was upset or what, but he put in 12 new offensive plays. They had lost to Northwood 58-57 in the regular season. They put in 12 new offensive plays. I don't know how, with the game plan that I'm sure he had, where are you going to find 12 new offensive plays?
Well, they worked because he had to show a new wrinkle to Northwood. They'd been studying that tape how they beat him, and they probably figured out a way they could do it again. And that's why Edison, being the smart coach he is, put some new stuff in. I'm sure that Northwood was thinking, well, we didn't see that on the tape. Where did they come up with that play?
That's a good play. All right, let's give you a little heads up now here on the Indiana Cable Network. We're live tonight, and we've got a beauty coming up next. It's the 4A title game. East Chicago Central against North Central of Indianapolis. You're going to see some of the best players in the state. It's Juan Moore for East Chicago Central heading for Purdue, and Eric Gordon of North Central heading toward IU. A lot of fans are here, and as we pointed out, the commissioner, Blake Rest, told us before the game it's a complete sellout, and that's just terrific. Davis at the line is 10 for 10. He's 7 out of 12 from the field. He has 25 points.
That's the guy you want on the line right there. Your junior, he's the leader at 17 points a game, shoots 74% from the line. He's had a wonderful game. Set out a short time in the third quarter with some foul trouble. Now 26 points.
First one he's missed that he's missed in this ball game. So 26 points for Randy Davis, averaging 17-4. He's been really a catalyst for this Plymouth Pilgrim club. Down to 2.5 minutes to go. Time is really running out. Down the lane, and a foul. Fire to the shot.
Yeah, this is where your defense can save you, because a good switching man-to-man defense will take a longer time for Bosse to score. But as they drive the lane, that's where they can get Plymouth in trouble. This time with the foul, McFarland at the line.
That's the fourth personal foul, by the way, on Jacob Palmer. At the free throw line, McFarland.
He's a 79% free throw shooter.
Now 3 out of 4 in the night. He has 6 points in this quarter, 19 for the game, averaging 20.6, so he's pretty much on target.
Jeff Hine looking up at that scoreboard. He wishes there was a couple more minutes on that clock, because he can feel his team making the comeback right now. Yeah,
you get the sense that not necessarily momentum has changed totally, but it's certainly much more in their favor than it has been. But now they set up and that run, that rhythmic offense for Plymouth. Double team in the corner. Yep. Just keep moving it around. That time Davis had a decent shot. Decided to change his mind. We're heading toward 2 minutes. Well, they're fundamentally very good, aren't they, Laz?
Yeah, Plymouth doesn't need baskets. They need time to run off that clock, and then Evansville Bosse does what they have to. They got to foul and see if Plymouth will miss some free throws.
McFarland with the personal foul number 3. Laz pointed out Plymouth is a 70% free throw shooting team, but boy, they have really shot the ball well. I'm looking here. I see only 3 misses on my score sheet from the free throw line for Plymouth in the entire game.
Here's 75%, Jason Renz. Jerry, I'm amazed. Each kid looks like the same form from that free throw line, and that's a real plus, because they're concentrating on what they need to do. And we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players shooting 70% or more from the free throw line for Plymouth.
5 points for Jason, all coming here in the fourth quarter of this game. 2 minutes precisely to play. And it's 66-55. Nice floating inside. Good effort that time from McFarland. It may be too little too late, but you can tell Cardell McFarland's a fine basketball player. Now turnover, gives the ball back to Evansville Bosse. The turnover is number 7 for Plymouth. One of the few they've committed in this game.
A little too fast on that press, out of control. Let's see how long it takes Bosse to get their shot.
Not long. There's the outside 3, short off the front of the rim, and knocked free on the far side. Picked up, 15-foot baseline shot is good, and going down hard on the floor after making that shot is Matt Lander. Lander with 5 in the quarter, 9 of the game.
Well, Plymouth needs to protect the ball. They know they're going to get fouled, but how about this Bosse team? We've seen the explosion and the way they've scored 70 points a ball game. They've got 59 right now, and at the half, they only had 16 points. So they have really put some points on the board in this third and fourth quarter.
Price with his third personal foul. 4 out of 4 from the line. At the free throw line is Renz. Evansville Bosse won state championships, but it's been a couple of years ago. They won it back in 1944 and 45. And 62.
62, Gary Grieger from Evansville Bosse. He was inducted to the Hall of Fame on Wednesday. He was the starting center on that 62 Bosse team. Last time they won it. Now a turnover, though, by Bosse on a travel.
And they beat Kokomo in 44, South Bend Riley in 45, and East Chicago Washington in 62. Herm Keller was the coach of that 44 and 45 team. Jim Myers in 62. They went 26-2 in 62. A minute 13 to play and a foul. That's about all Evansville Bosse can do right now. Tyler Price with his 4th. They were also in the old single class system. They lost to Winnemac in 1932 in the semifinal. In 39 they lost to Frankfurt in the semifinal, and in 82 lost to Gary Roosevelt in the semifinal in the afternoon game. So they've had a good run of success down in Evansville.
Absolutely. And it looks like Jeff Hines got them back where he wants. Again, just his second year. He's 44-6 in 2 years here, so he has got this thing turned around very quickly.
27 points now for Randy Davis, and 28. And he's done a really good job as Evansville Buses coach. Floating down the lane, traveling violation. 44-6, Jeff Hine coming into this game. Last year they went 22-2 and lost in the sectional, and they were ranked number 1 in the final poll last year. We'll get a timeout.
30-second timeout by Evansville Bossy.
Now, Bossy's really got themselves between a rock and a hard spot now. Last, they made a nice run midway through the quarter, but as I look at my score sheet, what's happened, Plymouth has only 4 field goals in the quarter, but they've been to the free throw line time and time again. Let me total them up here.
Well, they've got 15 points in the third quarter. Still nothing to write home about. 28 points in the fourth quarter for Evansville Bossy. It's gotten to 59. And that's exactly what Jack Addison feared, was a game that Bossy could score some points. 28 in this fourth quarter against a Plymouth team that's number 2 in defense in the state, giving up 38 points per game. They've given up 28 to Bossy in the fourth quarter.
They have scored Plymouth in the fourth quarter last 15 out of 17 free throws in the fourth quarter has Plymouth.
That's good basketball right there. Oh, look at this steal.
Plymouth still continues to battle for the basketball. It'd be so easy just to say, okay, take the hoop and let us have it and bring it back in and go up court.
Well, they're just a tough, scrappy bunch. You know, that's what you have to be a good defensive team. But as they go for rebounds, they're outside. They just come up with those somehow. In fact, it was Randy Davis that time who got a hand on that shot that forced Bossy to miss that layup.
A foul will send. Let's see who's going to the line. Chad Clinton, I think.
One of the Bossy players took a leap over the media table and being attended to. Looks like he's going to be okay. That's Courtney Johnson. As he flew over the table, had to walk around. See if he doesn't come out. He took a spill over that table.
And it's nothing but hard ground behind his back here. He is greeted by Jeff Hine. They got a nice program. Bossy's won 25 sectionals, 14 regionals, 6 semi-states, 3 state titles. Well, about set to go again, so we'll send Chad Clinton to the line. You're right, Laz. Same form for every player out there.
Right above the shoulder on the right side of the face. Bend those knees and push from the right arm. Extend that arm up. Get that elbow up so it's not a flat shot. That's the old Virgil Sweet free throw method. It's working for Plymouth tonight. Especially here in the fourth quarter. They have just, as I say, they've only got 4 field goals in the fourth quarter, and they've managed to maintain that double-digit lead. It's at 72-59. Down to the final 45 seconds. Looks like Plymouth is on its way to the championship, but they'll get the bucket. And that'll be Tyler Price with the field goal, giving him 7 points and a very quick timeout. Reminder again, hang with us because that Class 4A game is coming up shortly after the end of this game. We'll stay with this game, of course, and watch the presentation of the Trester Award, and then the presentation of the runner-up medallions and the runner-up trophy and the championship trophy, members of the IHSAA board. And then we're going to show you what should be one whale of a basketball game with East Chicago Central and Antoine Moore, who's heading for Purdue. Eric Gordon heading toward North Central. And I'll have to put a seatbelt on Laz, and that if he goes off, if Gordon goes off like he did last Saturday, Laz, when they had 23 points in the first quarter against Bloomington South, and he had 21 of them, that was a show I haven't seen before. Well, that's the way to start a ball game, and it's going to be an interesting matchup. This East Chicago Central team, very powerful. Pete Trigovich is the coach there in only his second year. I've been amazed, Jared, these guys are coming second and third year, and they're bringing their team to the state championship game.
And if you're looking for the Pete Trigovich who played a few years back with the big bushy hair, he won't be here. It's the new haircut of Trigovich tonight.
Look at Jack Addison, very calm in that timeout, and that exudes to your team. They pick that up, and that's the way they play outside. Calm, cool, and collective inside. It's been a great Plymouth team. Undersized, but very heady. In fact, Scott Skiles on that 82 team is very proud of these guys because they play very similar to the way they played in 82.
Over the last 5 years, he, meaning Jack Edison, has a 90-32 record at 74 percentile over the last 5 years. And a very quick foul by Evansville. There was some thought that Scott might be here at the game tonight, but I have a feeling he has a little more important thing to do, perhaps with the...
well, the Chicago Bulls do play the Indiana Pacers here tomorrow afternoon, and so at least we know he'll be here for tomorrow for that action.
Well, in that case, he might be here someplace tonight. Free throw, no good. If I know Scott, if he is here, he's not making himself in the limelight. 2 free throw misses. That's a rarity here in this game. Wins missed them.
Still 25 points for Plymouth in this fourth quarter. As you mentioned, Jerry, a lot from the free throw line. But to give up 28 points to your opponent and still be able to pull this thing out, they had to score some points of their own, and they have.
Well, Jack still looks like a man in total despair, doesn't he? And he's only got 30.4 seconds to worry about this. Now, massive substitutions. Good move by Jeff Hine to let every one of his members on the bench get a little playing time here. This is kind of where you wave the white flag and say, hey, guys, go on and experience Conseco.
He does bring all 5 of his players out now with 11-point deficit, 30 seconds to go. I like the looks of number 40, Brandon Derritt, 6'6" sophomore for Evansville Bossy. There's an up-and-coming player for that program.
Well, I've talked about this all day. The sophomores, the juniors, even a couple of freshmen. For all the teams we've seen so far, it bodes well for next year.
Substitution as well by Plymouth, as they've got a couple new faces in there.
Randy Davis being guarded by Danzel Bryant. Let's see who else is out there.
Brian Welch. Brian false stitches in for Plymouth.
Final seconds. Ryan Welch, and the crowd on the far side now begins to realize they're about to hang a championship banner and take home the championship trophy to Plymouth, Indiana. Heading up north, 2 seconds, one, which game is over. 72-61. Actually, a pretty good fourth quarter for Evansville. They scored 30 points in that fourth quarter.
30 points exactly. So they'll be back. This is a young team. They have 5 seniors, but some good underclassmen. And they're going to look at the happiness, though, on the Plymouth team. And Evansville Bossy knows they let this one get away.
And they'll bring out the tables to allow the players to walk up and salute the fans. Hand out the medals. First order of business, of course, will be, as it always is, the Mental Attitude Award.
Jerry, that's 25 years since the Jack Edison won. Again, there's only one coach that did it in a longer period of time, Marion Crawley, 26 years. And Jack Edison said, come on, Jack, give me a smile, will you? You just won the game. There it is. There's the first smile we saw. So congratulations. Congratulations to Jack Edison on a wonderful coached game.
I keep thinking about, Laz, the names you have tossed out today in reference to many things. Marion Crawley, good grief, the number of Hall of Famers that have come through this great state of Indiana.
There's just a great thread, Jerry, that weaves through Indiana high school basketball. And the names just keep coming. Look at Randy Davis. He is so happy. Nearly had one 2 years ago on a winning shot with a second to go. He was not going to be denied tonight, and Plymouth wins by 11 points.
Let's head up now to the public address system and pick up the introduction of the Trester Award winner. And, of course, that is sponsored by our friends at Farm Bureau Insurance. This is Jeff Penrod who will make this announcement.
We would like to first welcome Mr. Chris Landis, Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance Agent from Hartford City, to assist with the presentation of the 2007 Arthur L. Trester Mental Attitude Award for Class 3A Boys Basketball. A Mental Attitude Award is presented in each of the 20 IHSAA sports. This award is based on scholarship, mental attitude, leadership, and athletic ability. In addition to the award, Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, the proud corporate partner of the IHSAA, will award a $1,000 scholarship to the winner's school. Since 1989, over $551,000 in college scholarships has been presented by Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance to deserving high school students in our state. On behalf of the IHSAA, please join us in saying thank you to Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance for its generous support of our student athletes. After we announce the name of the recipient, we invite his parents to join him on the arena floor. The recipient of this award, while a student in grade 12, was nominated by the principal and coach, excelled in mental attitude, athletic ability, scholarship, and leadership during the 4 years of high school. Participated as a state finalist in this sport and was selected by members of the IHSAA Executive Committee. The winner of the 2007 Arthur L. Trester Mental Attitude Award for Class 3A Boys Basketball is Jason Renz. Mr. Chris Landis of Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance will present a check in the amount of $1,000 to Plymouth High School. This money will be added to the General Scholarship Fund in the name of Jason Renz. Thank you again to Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, and congratulations to Jason Renz and Plymouth High School. Congratulations again. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, that's great. That is Jeremy Renz, his brother, who I don't think, well, he may have come in right toward the end of the game.
5'8", he's a sophomore. Jason ranks 5th in his class at 250 students. He has above an A average. And Jerry, you'll be happy to know he's going to attend Indiana University in pre-dentistry next fall. He works with the United Way in the Plymouth area. He's a participant in the Red Cross Blood Drive. He has 9 varsity letters: football, basketball, and baseball. Vice president of the junior class. This kid did it all. Jason Renz, the Trester Award winner in Class 3A this year.
And Todd is down there with him right now. Todd?
Congratulations, Jason Renz, Mental Attitude Award winner. What does this feel like?
Well, first of all, the game. That's what our whole team was. We've been dreaming since 3rd grade, since we played together in 3rd grade. What an honor, though. Just the other people who've gotten this over the years, and just an honor to get this award. It's awesome.
Congratulations. What does this mean to your teammates, all the hard work you guys have done?
Oh, we've been like a family, really, and we're so close-knit, and it's just awesome to end the season this way and end our season on a win, which not many people get to do in the state of Indiana.
How do you earn more than an A grade point average? I never earned that.
Just great support at home, my parents, great teachers, great support staff at Plymouth High School, just a great school.
I guess you're going to IU, so these red and white colors will look similar when you go down there in the fall?
That's right. Go Hoosiers.
And where's your mom and dad here?
Here's my dad.
How you doing?
Greg Wren.
Greg? You must be very proud of your son.
Oh, absolutely. You know, Jason's worked very hard in school and in sports. But I got to say that
Come on in here, Mom.
Any one of these 5 seniors on this team would have made a great Trester Award winner. We have a great set of senior leadership, as you saw on the floor, and that's a big part of the success of Plymouth.
And Jason, this is your mom?
Yeah.
Your name, I'm sorry?
Mercy.
Nice to meet you.
He gets all the talent from me.
A very happy family and a very happy high school at Plymouth. Back to you, Bake.
All right. Thank you very much. We'll take a break while the presentation of the runner-up medallions and the runner-up trophy is being handed out. We'll come back and get the presentation of the state championship trophy handed to Plymouth for the 3A title in just a moment. As you can see, that is Teresa Wins, one of the assistant commissioners for the High School Athletic Association, trying to get the group together for the official team photo, make sure that everybody is there, because this is the one that will go in the annals at the IHSAA and in the school. That's the official photo. That's Not an easy effort to get everybody, but get the cheerleaders and everybody else.
Well, Evansville Bossy, they're the runners-up. They wish it was the other end, but as time goes by, they'll remember what a great year this was. A chance to win the state championship, only 4-5 losses now in the whole year. So they had not a lot of smiles yet, but this will mean more to them as time goes by.
Last, speaking of smiles, let's see if we can get one out of Jack Edison. Todd Mello has him. Can we get a smile over there at all, Todd? What's the deal?
Bake wants to know if you're going to smile for the camera.
Is it over yet? Oh, I tell you. Fortunately, we got off to an early lead because I'm not sure. They had to beat us, I think, in the second half. Score-wise, we're pretty close to it. But boy, they were scoring about every time down that floor. So fortunately, we didn't have too many turnovers that were really killed us.
Coach, you had a double-digit lead throughout most of the game. What was the cause of that? Was that part of your preparation and plan?
Then why didn't I feel comfortable if that was the case? Yeah, our plan was to get ahead early, yeah, but they don't keep that plan too often. So, yeah, when we had that, we were hoping we could kind of handle the ball, and
they're running him off to the stage. Back to you, Bake.
It's interesting. I didn't mention the assistants. One of his assistants is Michael Edison, who is his son.
That's right.
Along with John Scott, Joel Grindle, Zach Scott, Tony Plothow, and Tom Eisenbarger. So the Edison family with plenty of reason to celebrate tonight.
Tom Eisenbarger is the brother of John and Phil Eisenbarger, two brothers from Muncie that went to Indiana. And
Punt John Punt.
Punt John Punt. I got to talk to Tom at the practice. He's one of the coaches at Plymouth.
And we're going to take another break. Boy, the celebration. Now there's the presentation of the big one. That's the championship trophy, and Plymouth will add that to their trophy case. Second state championship, of course, for Jack Edison. Scott Skiles had 39 points in that game back in '82 when they went 28-1. He was the runner-up in 2005 when Luke Zeller hit a half-court shot at the buzzer in overtime to win the game. So when we come back, we'll talk to more players if we have the opportunity, and we congratulate Plymouth on their 3A title at 72-61. Well, the familiar ceremony that's happened forever. The cutting down of the nets here at Conseco Fieldhouse. And Plymouth, they're taking their time, Laz. They ain't cut that baby. They're going to string it out of there.
Jason Renz wins the Trester Award. He cuts down the net, and he's late for the team photo. He's the last guy to show up as they get ready to take the team picture, but I guess you can be forgiven for that for the type of day he's had already.
I suppose so.
Jack Edison was right that Evansville Bossy scored 45 second-half points, outscored Plymouth by 3. But when you have the halftime lead of 14, it's not enough to overcome that deficit.
I'm just looking around. I just noticed Kevin Horrigan, who's the athletic director at Greenfield Central, Laz, and it makes me think about the number of participants it takes to make this all happen. I've seen ADs from different schools running around here today, working with the staff of the Indiana High School Athletic Association, making sure that things go off as smoothly as possible. And it's a major undertaking, but I could see when I talked with Blake Rest, the commissioner, earlier, the kind of the glow in his eye when he said, "We're sold out tonight." That's a great feeling.
Yeah, they are. It's going to be a wonderful nightcap, but I'll tell you, look at the smiles on the Plymouth team. Jack Edison's got his arm around his son to the left of our screen there, and they get ready for that picture. This is going to be a shortest ride to Plymouth, Indiana that anybody's ever taken from Indianapolis. They're going to be so high after winning this game.
Now, if that's Jack's smile, I don't want to see him when he's upset. I'm going to tell you right now. Well, let's take a break as we look at the Plymouth fans enjoying their victory. They'll take home the 3A championship as they win it 72-61 over Evansville Bossy. The celebration goes on. Randy Davis, number 30 for Plymouth, had just a great night tonight. He had 28 points. He had 4 rebounds. He had 4 assists. Shot 7 of 12 from the field, 1 out of 4 3-pointers. Hit 13 out of 14 free throws, and he's with Todd Mello.
Boy, Bake was just listing up your stats. Unbelievable. 28 points, 13 of 14 from the free throw, complete game.
It was a good game. Jared Wendell got us off to a quick start, which that was big. Chad really got us going with the offense. Jason and Jake, they just stepped up and did what they had to do and keep Johnson off the boards, and they did a real good job of that.
the guard play for you guys was outstanding. You scored most of the points throughout the entire game.
Yeah, sometimes we go down low, and against these guys, you know, they play tight man-to-man, so we're really looking for the back doors. That would be us, and, you know, Jason Jake did a good job of getting us the ball.
Our play-by-play guy, Jerry Baker, was talking about Coach Edison. Does he ever smile?
He's smiling right now. He doesn't smile throughout the game, but when it's over, then he'll put a smile on.
He'll probably be smiling all the way back to Plymouth. Back to you, Bake.
All right, thanks, Todd, very much. Yeah, terrific job tonight by Randy Davis. We talked about the fact he would have to get off to a good start. He did. He had 8 points in the first quarter. Then things slowed down in the second quarter, just one field goal. But in the third quarter, he added 7 points. And in the fourth quarter, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. He hit 9 out of 10 free throws in that fourth quarter, along with a field goal, and finished up with those 28 points. His helper in double digits, Jared Wendell, and from whom Randy referred to. Jared with a 20-point ball game tonight, and the top scorer, only one player in double digits for Evansville Bosse, the 22 points of Cardell McFarland. Let us take another break, and we'll return. We're getting set to move into that 4A championship game. The new nets are up. We're about set to go. There's your final for the